Hi everyone, Melissa here from Collecting Dreamcatcher, and today I have a new video, and it is inspired by the fact that Dreamcatcher has started releasing mystery codes for their comeback, and I kind of wanted to, reflect on how I collected their last comeback, and then discuss how I want to collect this comeback, because I feel like I want to do it differently, and I feel like if I share how I want to do it, then I'm more likely to stick to it. So I'm going to open my binder to my Lose Myself pages so I can kind of illustrate what I mean by looking at what I collected so far from that era, and then share how I want to collect the new one. So since it's still early on, I don't exactly know like how many cards or anything, how many albums, like nothing what Dreamcatcher is planning yet. So I may end up redoing this and like sharing like an updated version when they release that. But just based off of the last two Dystopia releases, I'm expecting them to probably do 4 albums again. And I'm hoping that with 7 members, they stick to more of like the number of cards that they did for Trio Language. But I don't know if they might end up doing the same number that they did for Lose Myself, which while I love all the cards, it was a lot, like a lot. And I think that's kind of what I want to discuss. So the way I collected Lose Myself was very quickly, and I'm not a quick collector, but I went pretty fast, and I'm not sure if that's because it was my first time collecting like with this account or something that kind of made me want to go faster, or that I was more engaged in the like trading and buying community on Instagram or something, but I felt like I went way faster than what I usually do and kind of what like I'm comfortable with. So I guess the first thing that I want to tell myself is to go slower, because I went too fast for my liking. Not that I'm not happy to have like so many cards together, but like I don't know, I too fast. So what I want to do is go a little bit slower with the photo cards. And the other thing I want to do is if they do 4 albums again, I want to buy them all from K-Pop Town, I think. So what I did last time, and this was partially because of how they released the albums, they kind of released the 2 like limited edition ones first, and then they did the 2 regular ones like separately. So I ended up having to do 2 orders anyways. So I did the 2 limited edition from K-Pop Town, and then the 2 regular ones from My Music Taste to try to get the My Music Taste pre-order benefits. Well, that's good. But I paid more in shipping because I had to ship 2 orders. I had to ship the K-Pop Town and then the My Music Taste. And then another downside is My Music Taste charges customs for their stuff, or it comes with custom fees. So then that was on top of the shipping charges. And then My Music Taste took forever to ship out their mail. And I think it was because it was part of like a fan sign kind of a thing, but it just took forever, and I was trying to avoid like spoilers. So I think that was part of it. So I guess that's my first goal, I guess. I'm going to try to buy them all from K-Pop Town. So I think this time, if they only do 2, I may give it a few days, or I forget how long it was in between the 2 releases for Lose Myself. But I'm going to give it a while before I pre-order. And then I'm just going to pre-order them all from K-Pop Town, and then buy the pre-order benefits just as I see them up for sale, I think. I usually only collect the My Music Taste and then now the K-Pop Town or K-Town for You ones, since they're doing selfies. But before it was only the My Music Taste ones, and now they're getting a little crazy with pre-order benefits. So I'm just gonna like limit myself to the K-Town for You and My Music Taste, only if they do the selfie cards again, I'm thinking. But like with Lose Myself, I didn't even bother for the With Fans pre-order benefits, because they were just priced crazy high, and I already have so many Lose Myself cards as it is that I figured 2 pre-order benefit sets is more than enough. So I think I'm going to stick with that. But if I can just focus on one, like it'll depend on the cards, I think. If I can just focus on maybe 1 pre-order set, that might be good too. But either way, I'm going to stick with K-Pop Town, and the reason I stick with K-Pop Town is because they cover the customs charges, so it makes shipping to Canada so much like easier, and like you save money that way. So I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to ship, if there are 4 albums all together in 1 order, so no 2 orders. And then pre-order benefits is only going to be My Music Taste and K-Town for You, unless they're not selfie cards or something, but that's kind of what I'm thinking now. And then the other things I want to discuss, obviously, like the number of cards are kind of crazy. So I think in the beginning, I'm going to try to focus on the selfie sets. So I'm just going to flip there. I'm just going to try to focus on the selfie sets. Hopefully they just do like 2 and then not also limited edition. I mean, I love them, but it's just so many cards. It's kind of stressful a little bit, although I tried to keep myself from getting stressed. I'm going to probably try to maybe focus on selfie cards because those are my favorite, and then slowly collect like the concept photo ones after that, I'm thinking right now. And then I think I may also leave like standees until the end. So I may do, like if they do standees, I kind of, like they're cute, but I don't really like, I don't know how to store them. Like they're just kind of in my binder. Like I don't actually like stand them like what you're supposed to do. So if they didn't do standees, I'd be okay with that. But if they do, I think I'm going to try to leave standees until the end and focus on the cards. And then same if they do anything else like stickers or trying to think of what else they've done, or those like the cover pages, like how they did the hardcover version with the members. I think I would also leave that until the end and do pre-order benefits first, then selfie cards, then concept photos, then probably the one-pagers, and then probably the standees. So I'm going to try to stick to that, because I also feel like during Lose Myself, I wouldn't say glued, but I spent a lot of time like sifting through the like the tags or whatever, like looking for items and stuff, and I just went too fast, and I just feel like I was too not glued or attached or anything. I wouldn't go like that far, but I just feel like I spent too much time like worrying about it and worrying about the cards and stuff that I would like to just cool my jets, I guess. So I know this is a very different video from what I usually do, and I'm probably going to end up updating this. I just felt like I wanted to kind of share my preemptive plans for collecting the new comeback, especially because it was recently announced, and I just kind of want to set a nice like starting ground for myself so that I don't end up like I did for Lose Myself, where I wouldn't say I was super stressed or anything, but I just feel like I collected too fast, like for my comfort level. So I would just like to go back to how I was collecting before this era. I think in comparison, like I would like to go about the same speed as I did for Tree of Language, which is over way more months than Lose Myself. So I think I'm going to try to do that. Focus on selfie cards and pre-order benefits and then the concept, and kind of go from there. And I think that will just help a lot, like mitigate the like craziness, because I feel like since it was my first time being in like the community with a comeback, like there was just so many sales posts and so much stuff that it was just like I would see it all and I'm like, oh, I gotta get that, I'm missing that one, I'm missing that one, I'm missing that one, and I just went a little overboard compared to like what I'm used to and what I'm comfortable with. So yeah, this is a little bit of a rambly video, but I just kind of wanted to share my plans, and at least before we get like more information on what the albums are going to entail, and just kind of my ideas and how I think I'm going to collect this next era, and hopefully it will just help mitigate stress. So yeah, if you have plans or any ideas on how you're going to collect the new comeback, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what other people are thinking they're going to do. And that's it for this video. So I'll see you all in my next video. I make new videos every Saturday that involve K-pop collecting and Dreamcatcher. And yeah, so subscribe if you're interested in that type of content. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Stay safe.